Welcome everybody. Today I am talking to Rebekah Fisher and she is presenting at the Australian Hypnosis Conference all about hypnotherapy and childbirth. Now, Rebekah, I have to tell you, children frighten the shit out of me, let alone childbirth. Like, I see a pregnant mannequin in the shop and I'm like, oh no, that looks painful. Like, what got you into this? Because this is like a very, very specific thing. So what got you into it?
Well, I had 4 children. And
oh my gosh, what?
Yeah.
I've got a plant, that's it.
And in my own story, and prep for my first child, I wanted to do it very differently to my mother. Now, at the time, my daughter's 30 this year, so there wasn't hypnobirthing around.
Yeah, there was nothing back then. Jeez.
There was nothing. So I did a lot of breathing and a lot of meditation, but taking myself into this deep state of relaxation. Yeah. And I actually gave birth, not from a place of trauma, but from this, being able to take myself into this safe place within and trust in my body, trust in what my body was doing.
That's a good point. Trusting your body.
And I had 4 natural births. I was able to achieve everything that I set out to do. And then, about 18 years ago, I can't remember anymore.
Over the age of 40, seriously, I go into
over 40. Well, I'm over 50 now, so it doesn't. I don't even,
I go into other rooms in my house and I forget why I went there. So, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so many years ago.
I think my youngest was 2 at the time, and I then became what's called a doula. So a woman that supports couples through childbirth. Yeah. And then my mentor, who was Denise Love, she was actually in contact with, I can't remember his name, Peter. I've had a blank.
Peter's in here, put your name in the comments.
Yeah, exactly. And he created that calm birth technique.
Oh, beautiful.
Right? So anyway, between the 2 of them, they were, creating this, but then they both went their separate ways. So then I studied hypnotherapy for childbirth. And what I found was that, oh my God, this is what I did this. I did this naturally in my labors. So, and from that, I've then spent the last 18 years helping women and their partners, because you also have to address the fears of the partner, particularly if they're going to be in the birthing room.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where I've been, and I absolutely love it. And sometimes for couples, it's not just the fear of having a baby; it could be the fear of birthing in the hospital.
Yeah,
people have fears around the hospital, fears around epidurals, fears around a cesarean. So again, there's a lot of fear,
horror
associated with childbirth.
Yeah.
And I've done scripts before all the, because now there's all these other associations associated with childbirth. So I was doing hypnotherapy with, for cesareans and for medically assisted births before it all became, I guess more mainstream.
And you've been in there, like sort of hands-on as such.
Very hands-on with women, listening, because you've got to listen to what they want. Yeah. And what I found sitting with this, and mind you, I've had a passion for birth since I was 4 years old. I grew up. You
were born a mum.
Yeah. I do get told that. So, I've just had this fascination with the process. And again, my mother had a very traumatic first birth. So she always got stuck at a particular point and never moved beyond the fear. So for me, I was like, well, what would happen if I do meet that fear, or I do repeat her pattern, even though I didn't want to?
And then our mothers also do that. Like our mothers also tell us what the birth experience was like to us when we're children, like it's some kind of
know.
bedtime horror story,
It
you know.
is.
So
Yeah, but everybody tells their horror stories. So
yeah,
there's
they
all
do.
these women in the supermarket, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's almost like they want to." I remember people just coming up and touching my belly, and I'm like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, whoa. Like, this is supposed to be a pleasant experience. Like my mother adopted me at a very young age, but she was notorious for telling my sister that she was in labor for 7 days. She was so embarrassed to have her bits shaved by the nurse, and that my sister was a miracle child to even be here, so she needs to appreciate her more. And that was the story that I was raised with. And then because I was like adopted by this woman, you know, I'd ask these questions like, well, so what did my mother go through? And she'd go, oh, she's just an oven. She's just an oven. Like, you know, she probably just didn't want you from the start, you know, and those sorts of stories to a child. And what happened with me was that you know, and it was very clear that my mother that adopted me because she couldn't have children. Then she had a child, then she went, oh, now I'm stuck with Trish.
Yeah.
You know. And I wasn't the best child, trust me. I was a very questionable child, you know. I was definitely the scientist, I had my fingers in everything, my brain as well. And then, like, you know, fast forward to when I was like, I think I was like 20 or 21 years old. I marched into the doctors and I was like, I want you to take everything out. Like, seriously, snip everything off. I don't want to have children, because of these stories that my mother had told us as children about how terrible childbirth is.
Yeah.
You know? And that's how much it's affected me. I mean, I'm 40 odd years old now, and I'm still like, no kids. I don't want to push that thing out there. No, that looks painful. No, icky. You know. So yeah, it can be so traumatic, and I'm so glad there's more people like you coming into the industry that are being accepted to create these beautiful experiences rather than these trauma tales as such. So
100%. And I over the 18 years I've worked with consecutive births. So sometimes, and again, people have tried different types of hypnobirthing as well. And again, just debunking some of the myths around, okay, what to expect when you're hypnobirthing, because it's the same. Like, I also used to work a lot with yoga teachers, right? And I remember one woman coming to me, one yoga teacher, and I was her doula, and she said, Beck, why do so many yoga? Why can't, you know, we do all this yoga, yet we still can't manage a natural birth? Like, what's going on? And a lot of it's got to do with the capacity to relax into the process. Like, everyone,
trust your body, like you said,
and trust your body, and trust and create a connection to your child, because often if you actually are very connected to the child within, then you trust that it's the two of you working together.
Yeah, as a team.
As a team.
Yeah,
whereas kind of what we're taught, it's all about the mother's experience and it's all about her, and it's like, whoa, hang on.
Yeah, it's kind of like this religious walk that you're going on for self-development or something. It's like, no, you've actually got family and friends that want to help you. Like, you're a team.
It's a team. It's a team thing. So
I've never thought about it like that.
100%, because those women that feel more connected, and that's also a part of what I teach, the more connected you feel to your child, the safer you feel. Because a lot of women, some of them have more fear about what childbirth is going to do to their bodies and their perineum, and other women, part of the source of anxiety has got to do with, is my child going to be safe?
Yeah, true.
So they don't even care about themselves. They're like, oh my God, what's going to happen to my baby? And that anxiety that gets carried through, again, it inhibits the release of all the wonderful endorphins, which are our body's natural painkillers.
Yeah, so true. So true.
These deep states of relaxation that you can achieve are really going to, help you labor well, even if you don't get that zen, I'm really, and because some women really do, that's it. They birth in 5 hours and they're completely within, and they're so relaxed and all the rest of it. For some, they're working through their stuff, and for some, they're working through their own traumatic childbirth, which I find, you know, because that memory is it's stored in
like
our
it's
cells.
ingrained.
Stored in our cells, and the birthing process, like that's a huge blueprint, isn't it, from belief?
And it's completely natural, like
yeah.
you know.
So it's a big thing. It's like let's get birth right.
Yep. And then the rest will just flow.
The rest will flow. And also, you know, in clearing the fears with the partner as well. So that and this is it. And what I've learned as well is it's about empowering the couple. It's not necessarily, I can speak a lot on the birthing industry. It's not necessarily that, you know, like, you know, you have to have a doula, and, you know, because a lot of women choose not to, but we've got to empower the partner as well. And that is something that really needs to be embraced a lot more in and
especially for parents that are going through, especially if they've had a rainbow baby, like one that's passed on or miscarried or something like that. So, you know, there's a lot of baggage that comes with that, or extra trauma, like so thank you so much for talking to me here today. Everybody, please jump on the link. I honestly, I'm really excited to hear you talk, but I'm still not going to have a baby, okay? But I love that you're going out and you're healing those people, because not only is it healing for the parents, but it's also for the child 100%. As well. So they can pass that on to the next generation and their experiences and stuff like that. So thank you so much. So everybody, please jump onto the link, Australian Hypnosis Conference, Rebekah Fisher, Hypnotherapy for Birthing. So cheers, everybody. See ya.
Thank you.
Rebekah, how you going, darling?
I'm good.
What's funny? Tell me. I missed something.
Just me. I can't. I'm so. Oh my God, my technological skills is lacking today. I totally got my ones mixed up, because I was like, oh, it's 11 o'clock. So I got all ready, and I was like, and I rechecked, and I went, oh, hang on, it's 1 o'clock, Rebekah.
Oh, nose fart, do whatever you got to do to get in the state, like, you know.
The background, that's a bit better. Oh, look, whatever.
Whatever, she's fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, if you see my hair.